that, which makes sense. I mean, Nigeria is like one huge consumer nation, so a lot of people see it as fertile ground. There's every brand conceivable on earth is here selling or trying to sell something in Nigeria, so it's just a matter of time for animation to take over, I guess. My names are, which one do I start with? You is it correct to say my names are John Okoge, also known as OJ, animator, illustrator, card designer, rejected architect. What else? When and how? On my own, and online. I both wanted to do animation, so back then in school, I think the only way to do animation was hand-drawn, traditional, and there wasn't any better setup for that. You needed a camera, you needed all that stuff. But then when years passed and when software came out, you could do your own animation, it just made it easier for one person to do everything. Wow. Yes, let me see. Since 2011, so about 5 years or so. So you need a concept, an idea. So the idea is everything. Once you have a good story, then you go about designing characters, and then you now have to put a voice to every character. So if you have, depending on the number of characters you have, you determine the type of voice for each one. Write dialogue, create characters, start the animation, and you do the post-production. After you've done the animation, you take it to other software just to polish it up, add sound, effects, color correction, things like that. Yeah, some I write myself, some I steal, some I just hear, some I see happening, like the bus stop actually kind of happened, so I just exaggerated it a bit. It depends. If the story is short-ish and it doesn't have that many difficult sequences, then I just use my head. But if it's more complicated and there's some things happening, and for a client, then of course you have to do storyboards so that they can see what they are doing. And afterwards, you're like, hey, I don't like the way this man is jumping. Why did you tell us to jump? What you saw? Because if you say it's in the story, they will say, hey, he say it's in the story. But okay, you show them the story, but see, he's jumping, bro. He's jumping. Our brand is all about jumping. So, storyboard is not really for me, it's mostly for the clients to see that this is what is going to happen. So if you want to shout now, shout now. Let me say, I don't know if I should call their name, but it's an insurance company, and that was the most challenging one because they had higher ups. I think the bosses would say something unreasonably stupid, and they would get afraid to challenge them, so they would just come and meet me and say, hey, just do it. Which was a lot of back and forth and a lot of shouting on my part. This is dumb. And just try to do it. They cover your funeral costs. So after back and forth and a long time and cutting something, I've done the animation, we do all the tweaks and changes, then all of a sudden one higher up comes up and says, you know what? We don't want people to think that if their loved one dies, they will just come and we'll give them money like that. No, let them tell them that they have to come and buy the insurance first or something ridiculous. So I have to ask the person, like, what is the meaning of insurance? I mean, I'm not stupid enough to think, okay, if I enter here, they will give me money. My father just died. It's insurance. I have to insure. I have to. So that was really frustrating because at the end of the day, I still had to make major changes. I still keep the thing to time. So it was a headache, and I couldn't bill them more for that. But I already started the process of payment and all that nonsense. Yeah, well, I had a plan for it. I mean, I want to get picked up. I want to and the whole aim is to be educational. So it's not just for entertainment, also educational. With opportunity, we actually talk about social things and educate young adults and kids alike. So I tried marketing it to everyone. Like she was interested at that point in time, but some other things came up. Also, people here and there have shown interest. They want to use this for this, they want to do this and that, but at the end of the day, it falls apart. So they're making. Everybody has that question. I don't have a general concept. I just put the mic and anything she wants to talk about, she talks. She speaketh from her heart. Not as much. Animation now is like 99% of everything that I do now. Because once in a while I have the odd illustration work. What happened? Champion newspaper at that point in time came under serious financial BC. So they couldn't afford to pay their cartoonists. So today they are still aiming now. So a bunch of us just came out. Although later on they came under new management sometime like this. But the terms they wanted to for payment for the strip was not very nice. Didn't bother anymore. Although I still have plans to turn John into an animated series. Okay, first of all, sketches. Everything starts traditionally. You have to create the sketches, so that takes. I don't have a stick, so pencil and paper. So once you sketch and you put your character, then everything else from there is digital. So create the camera, create the characters, mold it like kind of like 3D. You create them and mold them in software, and then a lot of clients come and they're like, they offer to pay you with exposure, which I don't know what that is. Can't carry his exposure into the bank or supermarkets. Especially, that's why up to today I've never done a music video, because most of them, all of them, two things. Exposure, they have this, like this last one. This artist was a big guy before. I don't call his name. But he's kind of gone under the radar. So he says he has this big jam coming up with Olamide, that wants to do music video, and Olamide is a big artist. He was, the name, the exposure. He tried not to use that word, but the more we're talking, that word just came out, exposure. That, and the second thing is music video people always want the work like this afternoon or something stupid, like can we have it tomorrow, and say no, it's music video like a month or 2 months, so it's going to take a while, and they don't understand why should it take that long. It's not a computer. Go into animation because it's something you really enjoy. It's tedious, nobody's going to thank you for it, and you have more critics than you have people praising you. So I have a partnership. We formed a company called 96 Degrees. I have a Facebook page, I have a YouTube page. I'm trying to get Instagram page, although I don't really see the need. People are like, oh, you need it. Smile77. Smile, you will see it magically appear at the link below. We're done. Correct. Do you have anything else you want to say? Let me see. Don't vote for Trump. It's an insane crazy guy.